Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this lovely planet. My name is Simon de Jocas, and I'll be your moderator today as we speak with Sheikh Faisal about the IPA Congress 2026. Now, this is a new PWB Speaks event, and I invite you to discover all of the other ones that we have on our YouTube channel. Global publishing is what it is, global and publishing. It's all about us. So let me welcome Sheikh Faisal, and so we can have a beautiful conversation about this IPA Congress taking place in Kuala Lumpur. And if I understand well, Sheikh, welcome. If I
Thank
understand
you.
well, this is the countdown. We've got 365 days to go. Uh,
Yep.
we can get our toothbrush and bathing suit ready, and all of our publishing ideas as well. Thank you for
Yeah.
being. Thank you for taking the time to meet with us. This is very
Right.
exciting.
Yep.
Perhaps we could start with the first
Yeah.
question, Sheikh. Maybe we can
Mhm.
start with the first question. The most important is, why would I want to go to Kuala Lumpur in 365 days? What's going on there? What's the theme? What's this IPA Congress 2026? What's that all about?
All right. Well, first of all, hi, Simon. Hi, all you guys out there, PWB guys, and of course, thank you for having me here. Thanks for having this session. I was just chatting with you guys about what to do about it's 1 year away, and we want to do something, just to remind people that there is going to be an IPA Congress, the 35th edition of that. That will be in Kuala Lumpur next year in July. In fact, the first day of the Congress is going to be on the 5th of July, today, next year. So, why should you come to Kuala Lumpur? You know that Kuala Lumpur is the third most network city in the world by means of the airport. We have the two major airports, the Kuala Lumpur International Airport 1 and 2, mainly probably because we have the Air Asia, which is ours, that flies everywhere, because their tagline is everybody can fly now, or something like that. So yeah, we're very well connected, and it's easy to come. And we are one of the most visited cities. Although we're a small country, uh, we are one of the most visited cities in the world. And despite all that, of course, you want to come here for the publishing congress, not because of all that. There's a purpose. So we plan a really a great 4 day uh, ac- 4 days of activities as soon as you come here. We expect you to enjoy your summer while you're here as well. Uh, you can mix business with pleasure. It's in summer, so come over, and we start on the 5th of July till the 9th of July, so that you can experience. Because I think many of you guys have not been to Kuala Lumpur. They've
Sure.
not experienced the Kuala Lumpur International Book Fair. It is going to be our 44th edition next year. So we get about 2 million visitors over the span of 10 years. I mean, over a span of 10 days.
Okay. So
Uh,
so
Come to the fair.
just before we pursue, just to get everybody's attention on what's going on here. So you're saying
Mhm.
that there's the Malaysian Book Fair happening just
Yeah,
prior to the
just
IPA,
prior.
just
Mhm.
prior to the Congress. Now, let me remind everybody, because you and I know about it because we've been involved in it, and,
Yeah.
and I'll be transparent. I sit on the executive committee of IPA. So for those of you who don't know, IPA is the International Publishers Association. A lot of us know about it, but some of us still don't know about that. And the IPA, its mandate, and this is really important, I think, Sheikh?
Yeah.
The mandate of the IPA is to be an umbrella over the associations of publishers around the world. So if you are a member of an association, there's a good chance that your association is a member of IPA. If they are
Mhm.
not, they may want to consider that. And IPA's two pillars, two mandates, it's got a lot of things going on, but copyright and freedom of expressions. and freedom of publishing are the two main pillars of IPA. And so when we create a Congress, which happens every 2 years, the last one was in Guadalajara. This one's going to be in Kuala Lumpur in 2026. We're gathering around the subjects of copyright and freedom to publish above amongst other things like diversity and those elements, children publishing, all of those subjects. So we could be coming to the Congress for the weather, for the connecting, for your own book fair and the Congress. All right,
Yeah.
perfect.
Well, looking at the history of the IPA Congress, well, what I got to know, since 1896, if I'm not mistaken, is that the year that
Yep, yep.
we started the Congress? So those days, the Congress is just a meeting of publishers. Yeah, IP Congress those days is the meeting of publishers. Then eventually you evolve, and you will have annual assembly and things like that. And as travel becomes more easy for people around the world, and you meet people all the time. Sometimes you meet some people, everywhere, in different places, the same people everywhere. But when you come to the Congress, of course, not you don't want just to meet. Yeah, you want to have something uh, beneficial for you to learn more, to upskill yourself in publishing, because you're meeting many publishers from all over the world, and you've got all the big players, you've got the small players, you've got the self publishers together. Everyone uh, is eager to learn when they come to congresses. They want to meet, they want to network, and they
Yeah.
want to learn stuff. So this is where we really put so much effort into uh, curating the programs for everyone, so that
Okay.
everyone could take something back.
Well, that's there.
Yeah.
There's a good point to continue on the, I guess, the following question. You're organizing this Congress, Sheikh. You got a quite a significant team working very hard at getting keynote speakers and so perhaps you can give us a sense of what you do know so far, who's going to be there, and at the same time maybe talk about some of the themes or subjects that are going to be presented. I think one thing that we want to know, Sheikh, as well is um, you're right that the Congress has been going on for every 2 years since 86, um, and it remains relatively less known, say, than Frankfurt or Bologna, because you and I do business. We go to Bologna, we sit down, we talk with publishers, we talk with agents. The Congress is sort of a different level of thinking. It's thinking about the publishing industry, so it's still quite relevant. But I want you to. We'll bring it up later. But you've come up with an idea that we might combine everything and have us doing business and thinking about the
Yeah.
publishing. So what about panel, keynote speakers, themes?
All right.
What do you have in your magic box?
Well, at the moment we are contacting a few people. We've got some big names for as our keynote speakers. We are contacting them. We are in the midst of negotiating certain things, timing and things like that, because it's just still 1 year away. So some of these speakers, they could not commit 1 year in advance. Some of them. So I um, so um when we meet as publishers, like you said, we always talk business and things like that, but we never get a chance to have a different perspectives on what we do. So I think this is where the keynote speakers are bringing these insights to the world, to the community, and probably this is something that we can take advantage of, because we've never talked about it. When we do our work, we do publishing and things like that. Things like sustainability and things like SDG. It's never actually, well, you know about it, you want to do it, but sometimes you don't really implement it right away. So, and maybe sometimes you don't know how to do it. So this time for the 35th IP Congress, we have a theme which is publishing intelligence, sustaining forward. So, what do we mean by that? Sustain Publishing intelligence means we need to use all the things, all the tools that we have available now to make ourselves publishers human, more intelligent than whatever that you see out there. So this is where we need to come together and think of how other ways that we can equip ourselves and how to overcome challenges. Like for the time being, the challenges that we see here are from AI. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody is uh, worried about how on issues like copyright and things like that. So we want to work on this. We want to make sure that we splice it up in smaller pieces through our sessions and see how we can manage this. So
So
yeah,
yeah, yes. So you're talking about slicing these. You're right that I think any publisher right now, no matter where you are on the planet, depending on even on this, depending on your size, but even the size doesn't matter in this case. We are all worried about AI or concerned or wondering how we can use it efficiently without without doing this. We're talking about SDG. You're talking about different subjects that we have to deal with every day. So what you're telling me, and tell me if I'm right or if I've just not listen to you properly. But what you're saying is, if I'm a publisher, which I am, and I go to this conference, this congress, I'm going to be able to get some ideas, some perhaps some relevant ideas that I can use practically in my day-to-day work, that I can bring back if I'm the ED of an association, of a publishing association, or maybe even something on the that's not in the publishing but could be a surround like I don't know, um, rights management or whatever.
yeah,
There's lots to be learned there that I can bring back home and perhaps
hmm
use. Is that what you're telling me?
yeah. Like you said, rights managers as well, especially for this time, because this is the first time that I think the Congress will have a separate stream to do networking and business trades. So,
Right. Well, tell me more
so
about that. So
yeah,
this is something
okay,
that you've decided to bring in, and you're
all right.
innovating with that. But
So
before you tell me that, just a reminder to everybody who is actually listening right now: please send your questions in, and we'll try and answer them as we see them.
yeah,
Um, so let me know if you have any questions, and I'll pass them on to Sheikh. Go on, Sheikh.
yeah.
So you
All
were
right.
saying
So
about the streams.
yeah, about the stream. So well we have the Congress is on the second and the third day of the whole program, because the first day is we want to go we want to bring you to experience the book fair, because the first day of the Congress is actually on the last day of the KL book fair, so that you have a
Okay.
free day. Just go to the book fair and enjoy, and probably we have some of the speakers who may want to share their ideas. They want to speak a little bit there for the benefit of our local audience at the book fair. We are talking to some of the speakers who want to do that. Okay, now the 2 days of the Congress, of course, we start at 9 a.m. We have single track sessions with keynotes and plenary and things like that. And then we have a long break for lunch. Okay, we are breaking it. We have a 1.5 hour break for lunch. So this is ample opportunity for you to mingle around, uh, see people you have not seen before, and we are working on something that it's easier for you to find people and to connect with.
Yeah.
So we're trying to see how that could be done, and well, the systems we used before at this year's book fair in Kuala Lumpur. So we want to see how that system can be applied to this congress as well. Of course, after breakfast, I mean after lunch, this is where we're split into three different streams. Okay, we've got three different tracks, and one of the tracks could be, yeah, probably Prashant want to
Yeah, I was going to ask.
look
You want
at the
you want to
slide.
have that
I did some
PowerPoint up there
slide.
for you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a
Okay.
PowerPoint on that particular structure of the program.
Perfect. Let's
Probably
look at
probably
that
on the
PowerPoint, and while you're
fourth.
talking, we can get a
Yeah,
dibs on it. So
probably on.
next page. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Well, we expect you to arrive on the 4th of July.
Yep.
These are the two airports that may you may land. at. And then next,
Mhm.
the proposed hotels. Okay, let me just go through the slides. Yeah. Okay, the proposed hotels, the two hotels just now, and the good thing about Kuala Lumpur is that you can find a five-star hotel as low as 80 US dollars per night. So this makes it one of we have a
Makes it attractive. I
very
mean,
attractive.
I mean,
I mean,
let's be honest. Let's be honest, Sheikh. Kuala Lumpur isn't next door, so the
mm,
flight ticket might be a little hefty. But what you're saying is, once you get there, though, the hotels, high quality accommodations are at a ridiculously low price,
mm,
which can be balanced out. So you shouldn't be looking just at your airfare ticket, but you should be
hmm
looking at the whole package. I mean, if
yeah,
I agree with you that if I had to fly to Paris for the same thing, I'd be paying 240 to 300 a night
yeah.
minimum,
hmm
for a second star hotel. so, so yeah,
So
so
we've got
we got to be
quite
able
a
to,
range. Yeah, you've got
yeah,
quite a range, and all these hotels are within walking distance, within 10-minute walking distance.
perfect.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah, the this is the book fair that's going to end on the 5th of July. So if
right.
you come early, you can enjoy the book fair. And then
Okay.
next is
Okay,
this
so
is
but
where yeah,
just Sheikh, just before we go on, I mean, for those of us who might be stuck somewhere, like because there's a party happening in your own country, so we can arrive the fifth. That we don't have to arrive the fourth, but we could arrive the
yeah,
fifth because the
of
Congress
course.
starts on the sixth. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. That's right. That's
Okay,
right.
so
Yeah,
if some people are having celebrations in their own country, they can
yeah,
fly out on the fifth and arrive and be nice and ready for the Congress on the sixth and seventh.
yeah.
Perfect.
That's
Go
true.
on.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. All right. The Congress is going to be held at the Grand Hyatt Kuala Lumpur, which is just next door to the Petronas Twin Towers. I believe
Okay.
everyone who wants to come to Kuala Lumpur want to visit the Twin Towers, at least take picture with it. And
Okay.
then there's the background. Okay, this
Okay.
is the hall. It can accommodate up to 500 participants and can be divided virtually into three different rooms. And
Okay.
we're going to
Perfect.
use the silent seminar option. That's what we're working on.
Excellent.
This is the structure that I was talking about. You get a series of one-track
Right.
sessions with plenary and keynotes, and then after lunch, we have a three-track breakout where the track one it could be just on AI, it could be just on academic, it could just be on children's, and the same goes with track two. There's going to be a specific topic for each stream, and then track three is all the way business and networking.
Okay. So
So
just
yeah,
so I get this, Shake. So if I'm participating, I'm coming in and I've had the plenary sessions in the morning and keynote speakers and all that, and we've had lunch. I've mingled and I've met some new people. I've made some connections, and now I've got on in my little Kuala Lumpur Congress booklet. I've got options. I can choose track one, track two, track three, and within track one, track two, track three, I've got a series of different events. It might be a roundtable or it could be plenary discussions, but they're theme based tracks
yes, hmm
and I can flip from one to the next. I mean, I could do track
yeah,
one, track two, and track three within that block of
within the
time.
same room. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
all in the
within
same
that
room.
block of
Yeah,
time, because that's an hour and a half. So I could be doing
yeah,
more than I'm not stuck in track one for the rest of the week,
yes,
right? I'm
yep,
available.
yep.
I can move.
You're free to go through.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
perfect.
As I said. So then we have afternoon tea break. I'm not sure if it's common for you guys to have two tea breaks in one day, uh, coffee and tea break. But in Malaysia, we do have usually have these breaks, and after that, we're gonna gather again into one big hall to have one in one what do you call it one track session
Yeah.
where this is when we're going to have some interesting things we have some topics to be discussed here and also on the second day is when we going to be uh, celebrating the IPA's 130th anniversary as well next year,
Okay.
and also there will be also a handover to the next Congress host on the second day. And
Okay.
on both days, we'll have dinner. The first night is going to be the gala dinner, and there'll be a second dinner on the next day.
Does that mean I have
Uh,
to? Does that mean I have to rent a tuxedo, or can I
nah,
just wear like
no,
a jacket?
no, no. It's all casual here in Kuala Lumpur.
Perfect. By the way, Sheikh, we didn't mention
Yeah.
it's at the beginning, but I think we need to tell our friends that there's going to be a golden ticket that you're going to be
Ah,
offering.
yes.
Yes, so you're going to be
Yeah,
offering one free access to this
yeah.
congress to one person who's been listening to this
Hmm.
session,
Yeah.
and the session, and to win or to participate, you're going to have to answer a specific question. We're not going to give the question right away, uh, but uh, but you have to be paying attention,
Yeah.
because there will be a question somewhere in the
Yeah.
show, and
Hmm.
you need to be able to answer that
There will be.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So just so people know, and it won't be happening just today. I will be doing this. So if you watch it on YouTube later on this week, you can still
Hmm.
participate
Yeah.
in the contest. It's not just for those who are listening today, right now, as we speak live.
Yeah.
So
And the
yeah,
ticket costs $700 for.
yeah.
Actually,
Well,
we
that I
have
was going
started
to say.
selling. Yep.
So I was going to say. So
We have it.
what is this free ticket worth? It's worth
Okay. So
$700, right?
well, we have started selling the tickets on our website, publisherscongress.com.
Perfect.
The early bird price now is $700. Actual price is going to be $900.
Okay,
The
so
early
this is an
goes
early bird
through,
price.
yeah, early
Early
bird
bird
price
price,
all
seven hundred
through
dollars.
31st December. We're going to have the early bird price until the 31st of December. So the ticket now is priced at $700. So
So
that's the
listen,
value of the ticket now.
perfect. So $700 gets me into the Congress. Does it get me into the book fair as well? Will I be able to have
Yes.
access
Well, it covers the book fairs, the Congress, uh, everything except flight and accommodation.
and an accommodation?
And
And
of
I guess
course,
it
if you want to
it
shop
includes the
and
gala dinners, the
includes
two dinners.
includes both dinners, yes.
Okay, all right, perfect.
And if you want to come with a spouse or a companion, that spouse or companion will pay half price
Okay,
without entering the Congress.
right,
They
perfect.
can join the trips and also the dinners.
Excellent. So there's an opportunity if you have a partner of you can invite your partner to come and join you,
Yeah.
so she or he can enjoy the sites while you're working and learning and networking.
Hmm.
Maybe your spouse wants to do some networking at the gala.
Yeah.
So perfect. So $700 plus the air flight, plus the accommodation, plus if I decide to stay a little longer to
Yeah.
enjoy Malaysia afterwards.
Hmm.
Perfect. And who are you hoping to find here? Like in both terms of where are they coming from? Where would you be
Okay.
expecting to come from?
All right. Mhm.
And what kind of people are you looking for? Just publishers, or who are you looking for?
So yeah, it is a publishers congress. So basically, all publishers are welcome from around the world. We are marketing this as a meet the Asian market kind of congress. So we are heavily bringing in people from all over Asia in terms of the whole ecosystem of the publishing industry. We've got paper merchants, we've got printers, we've got publishers, we've got authors or editors and some of the speakers as well, mainly from the Asian region, and we have actually appointed ambassadors from different countries and
Great,
different areas to help us spread the news about the Congress,
excellent.
and bring in publishers from their market, from their region. So come over where you can meet everyone from Asia here. You can, if you want, if you're a publisher looking for a printer, we will have printers ready there to network with you. If you're looking for distributors and things like that, it's
Okay.
all there. We are marketing it as meet the Asian
So
in the industry. Yeah.
So Sheikh, I think everybody who's on PWB, everyone
Hmm.
who's on
Yeah.
PWB knows the guy who's always doing the parties, always celebrating, organizing things, and so I'm talking about Prashant, right?
Yeah. Of course.
And I think it's important to know that you are organizing this Congress, and you approached PWB, you
Yeah.
approached Prashant, Emma, Fatima, Mauro, and I to see if we could be partners. And this is one of the
Yeah.
reasons why we're having this conversation this morning.
Yeah.
But you decided to go one step further, and you figured out a way to get Prashant to be the MC of the
Yeah.
2 days. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be, at least if it's not informative, it'll be entertaining for sure with Prashant
Yeah.
at
Well, we
the
always like to work with the publishers, not just the associations. So, but so the best platform for me that I see, how do you work? How do we get into individual publishers? The best platform there is at the moment is PWP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you've
What I'm
got
what I'm what I'm
your
getting from your conference or your Congress, Sheikh, is that you're saying to the people, listen, come to Malaysia, come to Kuala Lumpur, and you'll be doing business. You'll be meeting new publishers, and perhaps we'll be meeting publishers that don't have the means to come to Bologna or Frankfurt, because it is a
yeah.
long ways away from Kuala Lumpur. But
Yeah.
we'll be able to meet publishers there, so that we'll be able to do business. But at the
Hmm.
same time, come and discover and think with us about solutions to problems that we all face as publishers, publishing associations, organizations that believe in copyright and freedom to publish.
That's
Let's
right.
get together and think inside the box and outside the box together.
Hmm. Yeah.
It sounds like what you're saying is, let's not make it just about a thinking process, but let's make it about thinking and business over a period of 2.5 days. Does
Yeah.
that sound like what it's all about?
Yeah, yeah. When you talk about the freedom to publish, we have, I think, we have confirmed at least one ex-winner of the Pre-Voltaire Award who will be coming to Kuala Lumpur,
Perfect. That's
so we
perfect.
can have an up close and personal to get insight him on his experience in publishing against all odds.
Okay.
So there'll be a really good session, I think. And we have some, so we have various formats this year. We will have video presentations. We will interview people in the publishing industry uh, um, on why they do the things they do. You know, like you yourself, why do you do the things you do? How would it benefit people around
Right.
you? You know, yeah.
Yeah.
So well, because sometimes people don't understand, why do you go to book fairs? Why do you come to PWB and meet people? You know, why do you come to the Congress? There's a
Yeah.
reason why people
Sure.
organize these things.
Yeah.
So we need
Yeah.
to see what we are missing if you don't join this or join that. You know, so
Right.
there's an
Right.
opportunity for us to explore this. And oh yeah, we have confirmed that. Well, Bologna Book Fair is a partner. We have the director, Elena Pelosi,
Sure.
sign an agreement that she's a partner and she will become a speaker in our Congress. So that is a very strong track for children's book publishers. We're going to talk really heavily into what's the difference between the Asian children's books and the rest of the world, and
Well,
see, yeah, because
yeah.
I
You're mentioning Asia, and I
mhm,
want to mention that I mean, you're part of the Southeast
yeah,
Asian community,
hmm,
and I think you want to invite people from around the Southeast Asia community to come and participate. You're offering them maybe a special price, because what we want them to come so that the world can meet
hmm,
Southeast Asia. Um,
yeah,
and I think your point is important. We tend to have this sometimes a very singular thought process about how things are happening, but suddenly we talk to people and we realize that the publishing isn't done the same way, that
hmm,
children's book isn't seen the same way.
yeah,
And so this is an occasion, an opportunity for you to come to Kuala Lumpur in
hmm,
2026,
hmm,
July 5th to 9th, and discover more about South Asian publishing and the publishing industry.
hmm, yeah. Well, what I got from Elena talking to her in Beijing recently is that there's a reason why books from Asia could not got well could not get across to the other side of the world just because of the content we are producing. And it's not so much about we are not able to meet or what, but it's in the content. So that is these are some nitty gritty issues uh, that publishers really need to understand before we can trade with the rest of the world.
Right,
It's very
exactly.
interesting topic that you talk tonight.
Well, and Mauro just came up with the question, and
Mm.
I don't want to put you on the spot because you may not have that information, but do you have some key elements or information about the Malaysian, book market? Do we have
Mm.
ideas on size and
Okay.
diversity, and
Yeah.
do what?
All right. So, well, we'll talk about just Mabopa alone, the Malaysian Book Publishers Association. We are association with 200 members. These are active members. Of course, there are publishers who do not register with us, and those who are not really publishers, but they produce books and apply ISBN from the National Library. So there are thousands of applications by different people at the National Library for ISBN. So I don't count them as active publishers because most of the publishers that we know in the bookstores are very active. The big ones, small ones are all members of Mabopa, and we publish roughly around 25,000 titles a year, and we publish in various languages. We, of course, Malay is the major one. Of course, we publish in English as well, and Mandarin, and a little bit of Tamil, and some Arabic by some publishers. So,
Okay.
and the most books that are published here, of course, I guess is the same everywhere. But for the ASEAN region, I think we are almost similar. The most number of books published are in the literature, novels. Second most published is religious books, which is common in Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, I think Brunei as well. And the third largest group genre that we publish is children's books.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
My favorite.
Yeah.
Um, that's my core business, so I'm always happy
Mhm.
to do
Yeah.
business with people
Mm.
from the children industry. Um, Elnara is asking, do you have a sense of when we'll get? Because we talked about the fact that there were going to be keynote speakers and
Yeah.
panelists and
Mhm.
some important people. I've Sheikh, you and I know I've seen the names that you're trying to get, and it's not an easy task. But I can vouch that there are some pretty impressive names there
Yeah.
that you're working on with your team. But so what would you say would be like a set moment where we will have this all settled, and we should know
Yeah.
definitely not maybe not everybody who's on the list, but at least a good series of
Yeah.
names. Are
Mhm.
you confident that this fall, like somewhere in September, we'll be able to announce that? Or
Well, hopefully, what I plan to do is I'm working with Siva on this. Siva is Mabopa's executive committee. He
impressive
has been
man?
working.
Yes.
He has been working with IPA before. I mean, to plan for our educational publishers forum that we had done in the past for the past 2 years. So he is well versed with handling the speakers. So he is handling them at the moment. So we expect to get. Well, we have some names that are confirmed. Once we get the background and the photos and all that, we will
Right,
promote them.
announcing.
Yeah, we will release the names. Maybe not the topic just yet, just the names first.
Yep.
And we plan to do it starting this month.
Yep.
And the next, hopefully, we'll get. We are targeting a number of like about 30 speakers or so.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot
So
of people to be
yeah,
contacted. There's a lot of
yeah.
information to, yeah.
So once we get once one by one we get them sorted out, we will release the names and the background um, as we get them, and hopefully by Frankfurt we would have it ready and in a structure,
Okay.
the topics and everything.
Okay.
I think hopefully we can get it before Frankfurt. Hopefully.
Well, yeah, and you know that people are going to be, they're going to be curious. They'll want to come up and show up and be participating. But I'm
Yeah.
sure that that's going to be a a piece of the puzzle for them is knowing who they're coming to listen to. So the sooner you have
Mhm.
that information,
Definitely, yeah,
the better it is. Yeah,
yeah,
and I would say personally that uh, once you have the names and also some of the themes, some of the points of discussions, that will certainly entice people to sort of say, okay,
yeah,
I'm booking my ticket now because it'll be cheaper anyways.
yeah.
It'll be cheaper to buy my ticket right now for
Mhm.
Kuala Lumpur.
It's true. Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Mhm.
Any chance that you might be able to get some what's it called? Some sort of rebate through your
Ah,
official air company? Because
um,
we do that with Air Canada. They do that for our travels to Frankfurt and Guadalajara and Bologna.
mhm,
So maybe
mhm.
you could try and get them to give us a.
Yeah, we have plans to get engage with them and see what they have.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh
So
in terms of names that I can confirm who will be there in Kuala Lumpur. I can confirm now at least five names.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you have
And
five names, we'll confirm them. Please tell us
well
who they
well
are.
it- it's Simon, it's
Oh,
Prashant, it's Mauro, it's Fatima, uh,
and Emma.
and Emma, of course. So these
Okay,
five
so
will
you're
be
talking,
there.
yeah, of course. Okay, so the
Uh,
five PWB co-founders will
yeah.
be present in Kuala
Yes.
Lumpur.
Yeah.
In that's just on itself. I mean, we don't need anybody else. I think we've got
Mm.
enough there to keep everybody happy
Yeah.
and entertained over the period of two
Yeah.
and a half days, and
Mm.
entertained and thinking. Because I
Mm.
don't want anyone to think that we just do parties. We do think a lot about
Well, Sharif,
publishing.
just comment. It sounds interesting. Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, above, let's not be just on the humor side. But I've seen the name Shake, other
Yeah.
than the five you've just mentioned.
Hmm.
So yeah,
It's difficult to curate because we want everyone to be there, but you cannot invite everyone.
nope.
We've got really nice topics that we people proposing, really big names. I've actually have not heard many of them. What I did was that I had to Google on YouTube as well. I got to really see how these people are when they speak, so that I can so that we will know that the speakers that we're bringing in are not boring. Uh, we can get more and more, definitely more information from the speakers. They have spoken on really serious topics, but in a fun way, not so boring. So we want things like that. Because
Okay.
it's going to be information overload for those 2 days.
Yeah, yeah.
With 30
We
speakers.
want to
Yeah.
make it concrete, worthwhile, interesting.
Hmm.
Um, we were talking about the golden ticket earlier on.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to say the question. I'm not going to give the
Oh,
answer
okay. All
because
right.
we gave the answer earlier on, right? The answer
Mm-hmm.
we gave earlier on, but the question, right, Sheikh? The question was for you to win a golden ticket, you have to answer this question, which is who will be the MC at the Kuala Lumpur IPA Congress 2026. Now, we talked about it, Sheikh and I, earlier
Yeah.
on. If
Hmm.
you, and we're not going to tell you now, it's too late. You have to go back and
Yeah.
listen. If you weren't paying attention, if you went to get some coffee or a scotch, well, got to go back and listen. So that's the
Is there a
answer.
Google
You
form
have
that
to give
people?
us that answer.
Well, is there a
Who is
Google
going to be the
form?
MC?
Uh,
Yeah,
there's
there's
a
going to
Google
be a
form that
form. There's going to be a form that's going to be sent out so that people can fill it out, and
Mhm,
it'll be on for a little while,
mhm.
and then we'll be picking a name. We'll get a firm of lawyers to pick the name officially so that nobody thinks we're cheating. Um, we got some more practical questions coming in as well. Sheikh,
Yeah.
what's the weather like in Kuala Lumpur at the beginning of July?
In Kuala Lumpur, it's always hot and humid all year round. But in July, it's not going to be raining. It's not going to be raining as often. So it's going to be hot. Temperatures around 32, 33 during the day, and it can be up to 35 Celsius. I'm talking about, and
Okay.
um, at night, you would get probably 25, 26, 27. around there. Yeah,
Any way that we can have some of those sessions in the pool.
that's up to you.
David Unger, David, if you're paying attention, you and I have had lots of meetings at the Sharjah
uh,
conference in the pool. Lots of great decisions were taken in that pool.
yeah.
Thank you, Sharjah, for those moments of.
And in July, especially, is the durian season. For those of you who are adventurous enough, who have not tried durian, the fruit,
Okay,
um, mm,
it's the
it's
moment
in
to try
season.
it.
Yeah. And we have agreed with
Mm,
the hotel though that because durians are not allowed in all hotels in Malaysia, but we
okay,
have managed to get a deal with the hotel that okay, we can do it, but at the cafeteria side they have a section where this can happen. So we
that will
may
be
have a durian
available.
party sometime
Okay,
during one of those
now
nights.
we're
Yeah.
sure to have more than enough. What happens if we have too many people? What are you going to do?
Uh, that's
That's a good problem. That's a
that's a
good
good
problem.
thing to worry about. We will face it when it comes.
All right. All right. Well, listen. Hopefully, we've made people think about it. We've tilted some
Yeah.
heads and thinking, maybe this is worth coming to.
Hmm.
I want to recap here, Sheikh, and remind everybody that this Congress is both for business and for brainstorming about how to make this
Definitely. Yeah.
world a better world in
Hmm.
terms of publishing,
Hmm.
copyright, and freedom to publish. It's an opportunity to connect together and meet people we know, and get a chance to discover a part of the world that many of us, I must admit, have not seen. Even though it's quite a big hub, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably seen the airport, but this is an opportunity to discover a wonderful
Mm.
part of Southeast Asia. Yeah.
I just want to answer Mauro's question there. 2 million across 10 days. Actually, on the last day is one of the crowdest days of the fair. The quietest days are usually the first 3 days, where you usually have our Asian Rights Fair. That is when we usually have our Asian Rights Fair at the KL Book Fair. So if you want to come on the quieter days, come earlier.
Right. Well, there's
Yeah,
nothing that stops us from coming before or after.
yeah.
And I
Just let me
think,
know. You know,
yeah.
if you come earlier, let us know, and maybe we can gather around.
Well, I mean, I don't think you want all 500 people to write to you
Probably
directly.
not. Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
No, but
It's on your
perhaps
own. You only
perhaps
have
one of the
yeah,
things that the IPA Congress Committee can think about is having a information before or
yeah,
after, and
yeah. We will do that. Yeah,
things
yeah,
to
yeah,
visit,
yeah.
and maybe see if there's an opportunity to get some rebates on specific attractions that you have in Kuala Lumpur. Maybe there's
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
that'd be nice, so people can stay and spend a bit of their hard-earned cash in
Yeah.
Kuala Lumpur, and
Hmm.
help
We
Kuala
are
Lumpur.
planning with Tourism Malaysia to have a special package for you
Exactly.
guys to
Perfect.
enjoy Malaysia after after the Congress. So these are really cool packages because next year is going to be Visit Malaysia year 2026. So there's a
Okay. That's a
whole
perfect fit.
thing around tourism going on throughout the year. So you will enjoy it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Mm.
Listen, Sheikh, I think we've come to the end of our session. I want to thank everybody who is paying attention and listening. Again, if you want to participate in that contest, you've got a few days to listen to this YouTube session and find the answer to the question: who is going to be the MC of the Kuala Lumpur IPA Congress 2026 to win
Mhm.
a golden ticket? That's a free access to the conference. Basically, you just have to pay your air flight and your room, but you get in free. So that's a nice $700
Yeah.
free ticket. So that sounds pretty good to me.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I can't participate because I'm part of the PWD co-founders. I want to thank everybody for paying attention to this. This is an important conference, an important Congress, and you're coming. If you're coming to listen and to take in, but also to share and give your feedback and your opinion about important things like copyright and
Mhm.
freedom to publish, and also the opportunity for you to show what you've done in the past, so that others can be impressed and listen to what others have done, so that you can come back with more and be
Mhm.
enriched by all this experience in Kuala
Yeah.
Lumpur. All
Mhm.
right. Sheikh, thank you
Definitely.
so
Yeah.
much for this time with us. It was
Thank
a
you.
great moment. Please, and we'll keep everyone posted. Keep an eye on what's going on in PWB on all of the channels: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, WhatsApp. You've
Mhm.
got them all. Please keep an eye on all of that. There will be a website as well eventually, and you'll be able to get all that information as it trickles in from Sheikh and his
Yeah.
incredible team working on this Congress. All right, everybody, we're down to 365. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, or you might already
It's
be at 364, depending where you are in the
364.
world. All right. Thank you
Well,
so
thank you
much.
so much to the PWB team, especially everyone, Simone, especially to Emma, where we spent a little bit of time talking in the London Book Fair that kicked everything off with PWB, and Prashant, Fatima, and of course Mauro. Thank you so much for having us, for partnering with us for the 35th IP Congress. Hopefully, we can have more sessions after this, leading up to the actual Congress.
I'm sure we will. We'll have another session to talk about some of these keynote speakers. We'll be doing
Yeah.
that. Maybe we'll have some of them come on just to give us a
Mhm.
little bit of what's going on. So
Right.
yeah, stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back.
Right. Thank you.
Have a great summer.
Bye.
Cheers.